All right, good evening. It's Insider's Room Talking Madness, Sweet 16 show. It was a crazy first couple of rounds with a lot of big upsets. I've got brought back on Greg the Greek and Legion of Picks. Get him on here early at the same time here. And I saw Right Cape just jumped in there for a second. Hopefully he'll come back on soon, and we'll get breaking down this Sweet 16 games. Anything that after the first two rounds, anything that stands out to you guys? Greg, right, you take it first.
I thought that to me, I thought that you saw a couple teams like live way past what you ever thought. I mean, obviously you have the Oral Roberts being the story there with the Cinderella story, but to me, the most impressive team I think that I saw was probably USC. Uh, I thought they were really impressive. The brothers, the Mobley brothers.
All right, Legion, what stands
Yeah,
out for you?
I'm actually just surprised by the whole Pac-12 at the end of the day. There's what, four teams in the Sweet 16 from them, and they're representing pretty good. Um, and so that's a big shock to me because I figured there'd probably be two teams, Oregon and USC. But yeah, UCLA is a story. I mean, Colorado could have made it, but Florida State's just such a better team. I think out of some of the teams I've seen, I'm thinking Oregon State, man, they're going to give Loyola Chicago a run for their money here, and I'm going to be on Oregon State plus the points myself, just because they're playing extremely well on both ends of the floor here, and I just got to just ride the hot team, even though I do like what Loyola is doing on defense and things like that, but yeah, I'm just going to be on Oregon State, so I think that's the more surprise for me coming out of the Pac-12 for sure is that team. So.
Interesting that line hasn't moved at all. I like that 6.5 number.
Yep.
Yeah, well, it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be surprising to me, but just how bad the Big Ten sucked in this tournament. It shouldn't be a surprise at all, but
it's kind of surprising, really. I thought they would be a little bit better. Same with the Big 12. I thought they would have been a little bit better because there's only Baylor left, right, from the Big 12.
Yep.
So. Yeah, it's just that's a pretty sad showing on their part too. So,
and Villanova's still there.
Yep.
With all the problems they were having with their injuries.
Oh well, I think Baylor's going to run away with that game. I think Villanova dies in this next game.
Oh, so do I. I'm just saying. I'm surprised that Villanova made it that far.
Yeah.
And we bring in the one and only Bowser.
Oh, there he is.
Gentlemen, how we doing?
Good. How you doing?
I'm good.
About to break down some games.
All right, well, let's just start here. In the West region, we got first one up. We got Gonzaga and Creighton. Anybody giving Creighton a chance in this one?
Who wants to go?
I think, honestly, I'll take Creighton on some points here. I mean, if they get up to plus 14.5, I think I'm going to, I'll lay a little bit on that because I think they're going to be a little bit better than Oklahoma, honestly, as long as they're shooting the three ball. I mean, they are undersized versus here, but I think Gonzaga is going to be looking more forward for, the next game because that's going to be the more challenging game after, facing Creighton here. So I would be inclined to think that Creighton can cover that big number late when I think you're probably going to see some of Gonzaga players getting some rest or something like that. So I'm going to go with that myself. But I do like what Gonzaga is doing. It ain't going to shock me if Gonzaga wins by 25 either. So
I think one of the first half trends that you could see is a lot of the underdogs will cover in that first half. So even if you're not willing to lay the points for the entire game, you could potentially look at a first half because you have seen that out of Gonzaga. Last two matchups kind of slow at the gate just initially where the first half team was covering, but then halftime adjustments, and then they kind of from there were able to really take a lead.
Now, Greg, you got any thoughts on that game?
Yeah, I mean, I think that the total is going to be interesting to watch in that one, like how much it fluctuates from that 158 number. But I agree with what Bowser said because I think that at one point this game will be, maybe not close, but like, do you really think that Gonzaga is just going to cruise control it like they have every game? I mean, they had that one game against BYU, right? Was pretty much the only game all year where they actually trailed. Uh, and I think it was only by like 9 points at one point or something like that. I forget exactly, but I think that they really haven't suffered any big, major deficits in any games. This could be a game if somehow Creighton's shooting hot, they could get out to, somewhat to a lead early, I think, and maybe cover that first half spread. But I don't know. I just think that they they don't have the depth. Like Creighton's not a team. I don't think Creighton's a good team against. Not like we spoke about this earlier, but their bracket just has this whole region just doesn't have a lot of teams that will really match up great against them. So I think that Gonzaga could end up covering the big spread, even if it is close at some point.
Okay, one on the first half, one taking the points, and one maybe laying the points. That's good.
Yeah, that's good. Then I can agree with Bowser there too on that first half because I talked to him about that. Where I've seen Gonzaga, on different times during the season here, the first half they come out a little bit slow here, and then all of a sudden they just pick it up. So yeah, Creighton first half that might be better than Creighton for the full game, but I'm gonna have to look at some stuff here and kind of go from there.
Yeah, I mean Gonzaga covered their first halves and their full games, I think, so far. But obviously, this is a step up in class, so
Yeah.
it's pretty much the same exact line, right? Like you're gonna get 7.5, I imagine. So
Yep.
first half line. So you're basically getting the same line you got last time.
Yep.
All right, the other game in that region, it's kind of strange to see it already, but you got two of the surprise Pac-12 teams in here, USC against Oregon. Greg, any thoughts on this one?
Yeah, this is probably my favorite game to watch out of all of the Sweet 16 matchup, just because I think that these teams are really evenly matched, and it's going to be interesting. I know that the last time these teams met, that I think the Mobley brothers gave Oregon a lot of trouble with their size down low. And I think you'll probably see that obviously try to repeat, but you're going to see a totally different game plan, just like you saw that I think them exercise against Iowa already, where they're going to try to just like run the court. And I can see a scenario where Oregon pushes the court like pace and makes this game go like way over the total. But obviously there's a lot of different ways that the game could play out where it stays under that number, but still, like that's one that I'd definitely be watching on the live bet because I think that you could see like these teams just like duking it out for the lead and in one of those close games and it goes over the total. So I think that's a sneaky game for the over, but I don't know. I'm kind of biased. I kind of really like this USC team, even though I know there's a lot to like with the way Oregon's playing right now. So that's what I'd say. I'd definitely go with USC, but my favorite look on the game is probably the over.
100% agree with that, with the over there.
Yeah, I just see it being a sneaky over game. Like no one really expects that game to, like not that many people will be on it too with all the other action going on.
True. And with a line that close, teams that kind of know each other a little bit too. I mean, you can throw in the potential for a potential overtime here as well, right?
Yeah, they're both playing well. I mean, you just saw the way Oregon played their last game. I mean, do you really see this being like one of those games where it's just stale the whole time?
No, not with the defense.
Because I see that like the way Oregon thinks of it. Like, I mean, they're either gonna have to get Mobley's into foul trouble, or they're gonna have to like push the pace and like beat them in transition, like in a transition type of offense. And I think that that's their way to try to beat USC is like push the pace, win in transition points.
Well, and the other thing, I think you got Oregon too at completely healthy as well, right? And now have a few games of playing fully healthy together. So you're seeing that firepower come from that, right? Very well balanced team there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna take a look at it right now while you guys are still talking, but I'd like to see if there's been any movement on the money with the over and the under.
No, I
So-
think that over is probably a good play. Honestly, myself, I mean, I'm representing Oregon, so I got my sweater on. That's who I'm going to be. Probably back in here at the end of the day because it's revenge for them. And then in the first game, they didn't have Will Richardson, and I think he's been the difference maker in their last 5-6 games here. Ever since he's been back, Oregon's been winning those games. And I would have to check on the covering part of it, but I'm pretty sure they've been covering, at a high clip on since he's been back too. So I think, they're going to have to push the pace, obviously, and get the bigs in foul trouble here. But I think Oregon's is definitely more athletic than you could say USC is. But, yeah, if USC is just having a heyday down low, I mean, yeah, Oregon's just, they're going to have their hands full for sure. But I like Oregon in that one. So that's where I'm going to be at.
Let's do that shirt again, Legion.
Yeah. The duck has Oregon on it.
I thought at first I thought that you got that from Duck Dynasty and not Oregon.
Oh no!
You do look like a supporter of Duck Dynasty, though. Just don't.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's like, you could distant cousin or something.
Yeah, exactly. Distant cousin.
All right, we'll move to the East. This bracket stayed a little bit more pat. You got first game. That much game I'm kind of interested in is the Michigan-Florida State game. Did he get offended? So Bowser, let's go with you. Michigan, Florida State game. Any thoughts?
This is one of those ones where I truly think it's a toss-up. In the kind of the way that I view these ones, if I'm going to put money on it, I'm going to go ahead and put it on the plus money. So give me Florida State in this situation.
Amen to that.
You hear me?
Yep.
Yes, we hear you.
Yeah,
I can actually hear you this time, buddy.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's what.
All right, right, Cave, since you just joined us, any quick thoughts on the two games in the West? Gonzaga, Creighton, USC, and Oregon game.
Yeah. I think Creighton's going to get crushed by Gonzaga. They're done. Who is the other
All right.
one?
So you broke the tie there. You broke the tie in that one. USC, Oregon.
I like USC. I think they're the bigger team, the better team. I know Legion likes Oregon, but
I'm gonna be a homer on that play, buddy. Just like you're a homer with Villanova here. So.
yeah, when we talked about Villanova, I'll be all about them too.
Yeah.
All right, so we got Bowser taking Florida State with the plus money. Right, Kate, any thoughts on that game?
Florida State game. I do like Florida State to move on.
So you all like Florida State.
Yeah.
Even with how well Dickinson played in the last round.
I have no choice.
Your boy Hunter, Dan.
I have no choice in this matter. I have to.
I
go
don't like
Florida
betting
State.
on Florida State. They're an inconsistent team, but I think, yeah, I like them this week.
Legion.
Yeah, I'm going to be on Florida State money line with Bowser there, honestly, because they actually got a 7-1 guy too that's just as big as Dickinson, and I think he's going to do enough. I mean, they played him a little bit more than they usually do, and so I think they're trying to incorporate him in, last week's game there to probably get him ready for this game, and so I think we're going to see that Florida State's just the guard play there is so much better than Michigan. That's what I'm going to go with here on that. So Michigan stories, they're done.
So I'll give you the play that I made on this game. I think I might have told you guys as soon as the lines came out, the line dropped at 146, and I totally like the under on that just because of the way Michigan's played teams recently. Like, they've held so many teams under their team totals. And if you look at the way Florida State's going to have to play to win this game, it's definitely going to be on the defensive side. And they're definitely going to try to, slow the game down and beat them in more of a half-court type of a game, I think. So I could see the game going under, even though the line got bought down. I would look to try to get a live number on that and bet it under.
Under? So you think Michigan State defense wins this game?
I just think that if you look at the way these teams have played, ever since Michigan's lost Livers or whatever, their defense has won most of their games for them. And even though it could be one of those games where they could shoot well, I just think that the way if Florida State's going to hold this tight, I don't think they can allow Michigan to score 75 points. So I think that if you can get under 146-ish, that was when I got it when the number first dropped. I know it got bought down by now, but still, I think that this game's going to probably end up going under.
Yeah, the thing, that loss of Livers does hurt Michigan a lot. And I think just the fact that Florida State could throw 10 guys at them and, the whole game. And I think it's just going to wear Michigan down. And for them to have a chance, Dickinson's going to have to stay out of foul trouble. I'm not sure if he can with all those athletic bigs that Florida State has. I think they'll be taking it to the hoop and trying to challenge them. So, yeah, I think that's going to be a good game. But I'll probably go with you two guys and just take them straight up and Florida State straight up.
Yep.
But even if I did like Michigan, I couldn't say it on the show. So.
Hey, you're taking them on the money line?
Who? Florida State? Yep.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I like the 3. I don't know.
I think these games are all good to live bet, honestly. If you look at it from a value perspective. So
what number are you looking for?
I'm just saying, regardless of which side you like, I think that, you could probably half your bet and get twice the value in game, at a better number. Just because these, especially if you look at, the game, for instance, the USC Oregon game, that game's going to be close. There'll probably be multiple lead exchanges at some point. So, consider that.
Yeah. That was good advice there. All right, next game in the East, another one of those Pac-12 teams. UCLA taking on Alabama out of SEC. I think this one of those games. I think it could be closer. I think it could be a big win for Alabama in this one. The way they can shoot the 3. Legion.
Yeah,
are you rolling? Are you going to roll?
So, with UCLA there, I think, their inexperience here, as a team as a whole, that's where it's going to come into effect here. And Bama, they're, been together a little bit longer. And so I'm going to go with them and their size. They range anywhere from 6'3" to 6'8" from their shooting guards and forwards and stuff. And so they definitely, pretty athletic. And I think UCLA is going to have some trouble here. I think UCLA maybe in the first half might not be a bad play on taking them, probably first half points or something, because I think they'll keep it close there. But in the second half, that's when Bama usually tends to run away from teams here, and I think that's what we'll see in that game. So,
Okay. Right, Kate.
I like Alabama as well. I think their offense is going to pretty much do whatever they want against this UCLA defense. I agree. Blowout. I think they get into the 80s and UCLA stuck in the 60s, 69, like an 82-69 game. I think 6.5 is generous.
yeah,
Yeah, totally has that 82-69 type of feel to it.
I'm telling you.
I agree. I think Herb Jones is going to have to play good for Alabama this game. They're going to have to lean on him more. They're going to depend on their bigs. They're not going to be able to necessarily get 5 threes from multiple guards this game.
Yep.
But
So for Right, Kate, you're just saying roll damn tide then.
Yeah, I
that's-
think Alabama. I do. I think Alabama rolls.
yeah, I'm at the roll tide too. I put a little money on them at 14-1 to win the whole tourney. At this point, like, why not?
Yeah, it's a good bet.
On
Bowser,
that side of the bracket.
Bowser, you got any thoughts on this one?
Not any opposing thoughts. I'm right there. I like this is one of my top plays for the entire weekend. Is Bama 6.5 here. This is one where I saw the line. Give me that. Not to discredit UCLA and what they're doing right now. They're playing great as a team, but Alabama just has way too much athleticism there, and during the duration of an entire game, I'm going to take Bama, and you've seen it so many times. Like, even if they get down, they still have the willpower and the firepower to come right back and still cover the spread. So I really like Bama here.
Okay. All right, let's move to the South. We got Baylor and Right Cape's Villanova squad there. We'll let you go first, Right Cape, and I'm surprised you don't have a Villanova shirt on.
Good. I have a hat somewhere. Yeah, I don't have much hope in Villanova. Really, Baylor's better in every aspect here. They're going to shoot threes all over the place. Villanova can't stop them. Baylor's going to play at their pace, and it's going to be too quick. I see this being a blowout, too. I don't know why the line's so close.
So would you say, like, in a blowout situation, would the under
What's that?
Would the under be a good bet then in a blowout situation? If Baylor scores, 75 plus, and then what do you think Villanova is going to be at? Like 60?
Yeah, about that. What's the total?
It's a 1 for what was that one? What?
141.5.
141.5.
Yeah.
You can get under 67 as a team total for Villanova.
Yeah,
And I think that's our play.
I think Baylor goes up quick, and it's going to be a lot of comeback play. They're going to miss a lot, and with Baylor's guards, they're just going to run up the court to score. I think Villanova's in trouble here.
Because, like, they just have to shut down Earl, right? Like, don't you?
Yeah, which he plays in the middle, and Baylor doesn't have to play in the middle.
There's so many other guys that they can score with, like. But I don't know, man. Like, I think that Jay Wright. Jay Wright's gonna have the boys ready.
He may. Trust me, I'd love to see him go on, but I think Baylor's too strong. I like Baylor to.
I'm with
Baylor
you.
should be in the championship, and they could turn it on whenever they want. Baylor can.
One thing that's interesting is I think this line moved like a point or a point and a half, right, since it opened in Baylor's favor.
Yep,
right?
Exactly.
And I'm pretty sure like the first half line hasn't budged at all, though. It opened at 3.5, I think, and I think it's still at 3.5, I believe, which is weird. Like, considering, it moved like point and a half, most books.
Yeah.
Villanova is a second half team, so yeah, that might be. Is that what it is? Baylor minus 3.5.
Yeah, and it opened that. Like, let me double check.
So Bowser, are you going contrarian in this one, or you going with everybody else and taking Baylor?
Yeah, it's still 3.5.
I really like Baylor here too.
Yeah.
Those are the two where I looked at the lines, and this was the second game of my two where I looked at the lines, looked at the spread, and I said, you know what, Baylor was struggling for a while, right? We can all admit that, but what you're seeing is that cohesiveness kind of come back together. They're starting to shoot the three a little bit better, and when this team gets their confidence, right, and just that, I guess that swag that they had before they went on their COVID break. Mm-hmm. They're the second best team in the country. You know what I'm saying? They should handle teams, and then you're talking about a Villanova team here without their captain, right? And we all know kind of Villanova teams, like in the past few years, they really relied heavily on their guard leaders, right? Kind of like Kansas did for quite some time. They just didn't quite have it with Marcus Garrett this year. And that's why you saw them go a little short, which is all the reason to believe that Villanova had a nice run, but it comes to an end when you play somebody who is superior to you, especially when you're a man down.
Yeah. Well, I agree with you though, Bowser. When I looked at the lines for these games, the two that stood out with me and the two that I jumped on right away were the same two, Alabama and Baylor. I just thought those looked really good. But right, Cape, you may have to turn in your homer card.
That's all right. We bet to make money, right? Sometimes you gotta go against your team.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah, that's
Baylor's been good to me this season, so let's go. I'm going to be on Baylor.
All right. All right. The next game in that region, you got Arkansas against probably one of the big surprises, Oral Roberts. Greg, I'll let you go first on this one.
As far as the game goes, I think that this is where Oral Roberts' run comes to an end. I think Arkansas. It's funny though. I will say this actually: out of every team left in the Sweet 16, I think that this is probably the best matchup for Oral Roberts. Actually, with the exception of maybe one other team, it's probably one of the best matchups for them just because of the style the game will be played. But I think that Arkansas is going to wind up coming out and handling them. I don't know if they'll cover the big number, especially seeing how that Florida game played out, because Florida actually was looking like they were going to cover that game, and then all of a sudden they ended up losing. So I don't know. Take what you want with that, but I still think that Arkansas wins.
Okay. Bowser?
I think Arkansas takes this one for sure, but I would be inclined to look at. I haven't looked at this one deeply yet, but what's the team total for Arkansas right now? Because that's where I'd be inclined to potentially look.
It's probably got to be like 82 or something.
Yeah,
80.
it's up. It's super high.
I don't know what that number is.
It's 85.5.
Oh.
Yeah, Jesus.
Sure.
Oh, that's a disgusting number.
Yeah, it looks like Bowser looked at it and closed his eyes.
Hey, look, I think Arkansas is going to win the game, and that's all I got to say about that.
Yeah, the number's scary.
Right, Kate?
Yeah, I'm with Arkansas too. Two fast-paced teams, one team plays defense, and that's Arkansas. I think this one's not close. What is it, minus 11?
Yeah.
Yeah. Arkansas covers. They win by 15.
All right.
And interesting that you said 15 there, because I was going to say if you like Oral Roberts, I'd probably take him plus 15 or so on a live bet. Honestly, I mean that's where you'd have value on them, because I think they're the type that they might go down early, but they'll fight their way back. Honestly, so 15 would be value for me, but I'm just going to stay away from that game altogether. I think you can just put Arkansas in a money line parlay or something for some terrible value for your parlay. But yeah, that's probably about it. So
yeah. I don't like those big numbers either.
So yeah.
Well, speaking of parlays, and going back to you, Dan, I really considered that one as well. Like if you're not willing to pay the juice, for those lines because they're pretty steep. I was thinking money line parlay, just Alabama and Baylor. I know I talked to Legion about that as a potential just 2-team parlay. I think it comes out to, I think it was even money. Maybe it was a little less.
It's like minus 115, I say. It's pretty close.
Yeah, so
they're in Arkansas and it's plus 120.
If that's not that, yeah, you can get a little bit of that.
Well,
I like it.
Well, you could throw on as if you really wanted.
I think that's not a bad idea though. Like you can get those like profit boost on a lot of the sites, and you can sometimes extract it, make it like it's like almost like a plus EV bet when you do that. Like it's not bad.
Yeah,
I gotta start using this.
Yeah, Right Cape just lets him go.
I do. Next time I look at them, they're expired.
All right, so the last bracket we have here is the Midwest. A couple of Davids here in the first game. We got Loyola Chicago, who knocked off Illinois, and then Oregon State, who knocked off your boys, Legion of Okie State. So
yeah,
what's your take on this one?
Man, for Oregon State and Loyola there, I that line actually creeped up to Loyola -7 now, so it creeped up 0.5 of a point on some books here. So it's probably going to be Loyola Chicago -7.5, maybe -8, depending on where some money's coming in on. I'd be shocked if it gets to -8 for Loyola here, because then I'll definitely be on Oregon State +8. But I like it where it's at, +6.5, +7. I think they're going to surprise Loyola here. I mean, Loyola plays good fundamental basketball. I mean, they hardly do anything wrong. They don't really turn over the ball. So it's really hard to beat a team that plays that way. And obviously we know with Sister Jean's, magic that she's got going on down there and her prayers and stuff, that's hard to overcome, it looks like. So, I mean, I don't know if Oregon's going to have an answer here. But what I liked from Oregon State in that game was when their main guy went out, he was out for like 7-8 minutes, and Oregon State was still able to pull away from Oklahoma State. And so when I saw that, I was like, okay, they got some other guys here that are able to step up when the main guy's not on the floor, and they're going to need that going into this game. So I would think, Oregon State with the points is a good bet. So, and probably the under for that matter, honestly. So,
all right. Bowser, any thoughts?
Favorite game to watch? This one right here for the weekend. This is the one.
Oh, that's
probably the only one.
I know. But when you have a great defense, meaning a really hot offense, it should make it for
That's
you
true.
here. I'm 100% going to be on Oregon State points. I don't think. Look, at the end of the day, like you've seen it across a lot of different sports, the defense usually is the one that overpowers the better offense. And I think that this is where Oregon State's going to hit their kryptonite. But I do think that Oregon State is going to be able to keep it close here with Loyola Chicago. Come down to the free throws, and you're going to be looking at that 5 to 7 point range here for an Oregon State loss. Give me Oregon State points.
Okay. Right, Cape?
Yeah, I actually bet this one. I am on Oregon State. I like what Loyola has done. I think they win the game, but I think 7 points is a lot. I think the big men in the middle for Oregon State are going to do their job, and Loyola is not going to run all over them. I think Loyola wins this, but 7, 6.5, 6 is too many points.
All right, Greg.
I agree. I think that you could consider the team total too for Oregon State at like 60.
See, you guys are just all scared of the sister. Yeah. We'll think. Loyola will win, but Oregon State will cover. And just
No, I think
Is
I think
that what
Oregon,
the team total is at 60?
60 and a half. Yeah, it's like 60. I
Yeah.
think.
All right.
I
I
would-
like that over too.
Right? Like, I mean,
Yeah.
you could also split your bet on the points and the team total. So it's a good way to correlate your bet. And
I like them up to like 65. Oregon State. Think they score. I mean, it's good story. Loyola wins, but Oregon State covers.
I mean, that Oregon State team looks good, don't they? Like
Yeah.
the way
I'd
they
love
play.
to see them move on. It's a great story.
59 is their team total on FanDuel. I think that's like an overplay all day.
Yeah, I think I'm going to jump on it.
They're also
Right now.
currently sitting +7 on FanDuel too.
Battle of the big men here. It'll be a good duel.
Yeah, I heard this thing. I heard the coach for Oregon State on a Chicago radio station. Because he was born in Chicago, so he's got a lot. He's got like he didn't spend his whole life in Chicago, but he was born in Chicago, spent a lot of time there, and they asked him, about the sister, and he said, "Well, I'm one of 11 children." He goes, I've got my own sisters lined up praying for me for this one. So I'll take my 6 sisters over one sister, Jean. So, yeah.
Roman Silva's going to have a big game.
Yeah,
Watch out for him.
All right. And the last game we got here is Syracuse against Houston. Will Buddy Boeheim get another one for his dad here, or is this story done? I know which one I'm rooting for, but this is close to your neck of the woods there, Greg. What do you got? What do you got for us on this one?
I mean, when I heard the news that Giroux's back in practice, it definitely makes me think that Houston's going to get the job done. But I'll tell you what, though, this Syracuse team is playing well on all phases of the game. Buddy Boeheim is playing really, really well, and to the point where you would look at his over/under on his 3 points and be shocked that it's set at 3.5, but it is, and I mean. He's playing really well right now, and they're playing well. But I think that Houston's a team that could lock them down. I'd be curious to see what you guys think about this game, especially on the total. If you have a lean one way or the other, but I definitely think Houston's going to win, and I think that they would cover the 6 points too.
Yeah, I like Houston to cover in this one. Legion, what's your thoughts on this game?
I think this is the one upset right here that Syracuse is going to win. I'm going to be, I'll be the different person here on this one. And the sense is, so you got to think a few underdogs are going to win here. I think Florida State's going to be one of them. Obviously, I like Oregon, and then Syracuse is my third option here. So I'll definitely be on Syracuse points. And probably the better situation is to live bet them because there's a chance that they're going to go down early like they have in most of their games this year. And then you can get them for plus 10 or 11. And then I definitely like that number for sure. But I think this is one that that defense is going to come to play here. And Houston, they play in such a garbage league themselves. They don't play nobody here. So it's really hard to see what their talent is. So we'll find out a lot about Houston in this game and what they're made of here. On the offensive end. And I'm going to go with the defense on this one and see what happens. So.
Right, Kate?
Yeah, I certainly agree that Houston had an easy schedule. They didn't play many hard teams. Syracuse is a hot team right now. I think Boeheim keeps it up. I think he's going to be good. I don't think Syracuse wins, but I do think 6.5 points is too much. I'll take them. Both defenses are hard to figure out. So, I mean, Houston isn't the greatest defensive or offensive team. So if they can't get through that triangle defense that Boeheim runs, they're going to have some problems. But I think Houston pulls it out, but I like Syracuse to cover the number 6.5. I think it is. I also like the over. I think Boeheim scores a lot of threes. It's going to be close. I think it's going to be close throughout. Houston gets a little lead, and just all of a sudden, Syracuse is back in it. That's what Syracuse does. But I respect Houston's defense, and I think that, Syracuse to cover, Houston to win.
All right. Bowser?
He's
busy.
Yeah, he's busy.
And don't you have to say that, like, Syracuse is always that, like, one of those teams that always makes a run, like, deep in the tourney, too? Like, they're always doing this, like, all the time.
Yeah, at a high seed, too, usually, like a 7, 8, and higher, they're just constantly getting the job done,
They've done it so many times.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't surprise me one bit to see this upset. Definitely a good draw for them on that side.
Well, I was pretty mad, honestly, because I had Rutgers on the points in the last game, so that covered. But, man, Rutgers should have won that game. I mean, for my bracket purposes, should have won that game.
Big win for the program. Really big win for the program.
All right, so who do you think, now that we're halfway through, who do you guys expect to see cutting down the nets when it's all said and done?
Does everyone still like Gonzaga?
Yes. Yeah, I think the winner of Bama and Florida State, when they play each other after they win these games here in the Elite Eight, I think the winner of that has a solid chance of going because they're going to have to face Gonzaga. And I think that's when Gonzaga will finally get tested. If everything's going right for either Florida State or Bama, then, I think they can get there to the promised land myself. So that's what I see happening here. I don't have Gonzaga still going all the way. I'm not going to buy into that, I mean, I do like that team. I mean, obviously, lived in Washington, and you root for, either the Huskies, Gonzaga, or Washington State. And so it's like, I was always a Gonzaga fan more than anything. But, I think they'll have some trouble here against that Bama squad or Florida State. So that's who I like to see win it all.
All right, I think they'd be a good game against Bama. I just don't think Florida State has the offense to score enough to stay with Gonzaga. But that's just my thoughts on that. Rye, who do you like to cut down the nuts?
I'd like Villanova to cut them down, but I don't think that's happening. It looks like It looks
You
like
only get-
Gonzaga is not running into any trouble at all. They haven't had any problems pretty much all season, and it looks like they're going to run through this whole tournament. I want Baylor to win, I guess.
Nice try getting the homer card back there with that.
Yeah.
With that
Go Wildcats.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you say that like the Eastern half, like Baylor has the easiest run to the national championship now? Like,
Yeah,
Of course.
but Baylor, Gonzaga had the easiest run to their
Final Four.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, what Villanova? Sorry, Ray. Then Arkansas, Oral Roberts. I mean, they could end up facing a 15 seed to get to the Final Four, and a 11 or 12 seed in the semifinals if Oregon State or Syracuse get there. So yeah, I mean that it's looking pretty easy for them to get to the finals, and then I think Gonzaga is going to have a tough game against USC Oregon winner, or as Legion said, the Alabama Florida State winner. And I think they have a tougher game with Alabama than they will Florida State.
Yeah, definitely.
Bowser,
Florida State can't beat Gonzaga.
What's the question?
who do you like to cut down the nuts when it's all said and done?
I have a biased opinion on this, so
Yeah, he does.
hey, Gonzaga is my team through and through. So Gonzaga cut the nets. I was at the Final Four when they made it to the championship, when it was North Carolina, South Carolina. What was it? I think Oregon and Gonzaga. I was there, and damn, they were a couple plays away from being able to put North Carolina out, in their first championship. So I'm hoping that they cut down the nets this year. This is their year.
You're a legit Gonzaga fan.
Oh yeah, back to Earl Knight. You got Ronnie Turioff, Adam Morrison. I went to their team summer camps, man. So those guys, they were hilarious.
Yeah, it's cool.
Just
Don't forget the great man, John Stockton, buddy. Don't forget him.
Well, I mean, he's
Stockton was a Gonzaga guy?
Yeah.
Oh, Stockton? Oh yeah, he
Yeah.
donated millions to that school. Like they have their
Yep.
separate field house specifically just for basketball and working out.
That's pretty cool.
It's all right, Bowser, to be a homer on this show as Ray came.
Yeah, I'm not upset with you. Go Gonzaga.
Hey, look.
I'll change my answer to Gonzaga then. How about that?
I'm just not a bandwagon. I just need that to be known.
I'm
So
not
do
a
you think
bandwagon Villanova
Oregon will
fan.
match up
It's
better?
like,
Oh, go ahead, Mark.
what happened?
Oh, I was like, do you think USC would be better matched up against Gonzaga or Oregon?
USC?
USC.
Yeah. I think I mean, how do you stop Gonzaga though? They just offensively, they just do everything so good. They just roll along.
I think
They pass the ball well. They shoot the ball well. I mean,
I think you got to hope. There's six main guys all can't shoot that night.
there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but you look at that game against Oklahoma. I mean, Pittsburgh didn't have a great game, but Timmy stepped up and had 30. I mean, that's the thing. They're one of those teams that, if some guy's not playing well, then Suggs will take over. Or, there's good games. Had huge games. They just got five guys that could, step up at any time that need be and get the hot hand. So, yeah, you need like 3 or 4 guys.
And I told you before, I don't like when teams go undefeated all through the way, but I'm a contrarian better. Undefeated teams are.
See, I want somebody to go undefeated, so I just don't have to hear Bobby Knight's name brought up
Yeah, there you go.
as being the last undefeated team. To me, it's more or less let's just like strike him out of the conversation. You know, not
Bobby,
to
no,
be,
he's entertaining.
yeah, well, I guess if you kind of like car wrecks.
We like car wrecks.
Car wrecks are entertaining. Well, no, I'm not. Yeah, NASCAR. I'm not talking NASCAR. I'm just talking.
I'm saying regular car wrecks. You slow down when they're coming by, right? You all do.
Well,
Check them out.
rubbernecking it.
Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rubbernecking it.
Yes, exactly.
So I do, since we kind of covered all of the games, I do want to bring up another sports topic here. I kind of want to get some extra insight on this and kind of what you guys' thoughts are. This referee here for the Nashville Predators and making sure that they are getting an effing penalty early in the game. I want to know what your thoughts are on that.
Why was that a hot mic?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Unwritten rule, right?
You got they caught him on a hot mic, and within like an hour or two after the game, he basically, well, they get fired, but the NHL said he won't ref another game.
Wait, what did he say on the hot mic?
Oh no, you guys didn't hear this?
No.
Oh, okay, let me. So he called a penalty, and from like a just a spectator, it was like a ticky-tack penalty. Like it, you could have just let it play on kind of thing. And on the hot mic, he said something along the lines is like, it wasn't much. It wasn't much. It was something. I just wanted to get a fucking penalty on them early.
Yeah.
You caught an unwritten rule on the hot mic.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm not mad at him. It's all good. It happens all the time in every single sport. You know it does.
Well,
You know it does.
You
You know it does.
You know.
The makeup call is famous. It happens all the time.
Exactly. We all know it happened, but you can't say that on a hot mic. And that's
Yeah.
But you don't know that. You don't know that it's a hot mic. Come on. Does he control his microphone other than saying that what the penalty is and the guy?
Especially, well, here's the thing, though. Especially since you're in a stadium with no fans, so everything gets picked up. I don't even know if it was his mic. It was a mic.
Yeah, you don't have to say anything, really.
It was a mic someplace. Yeah, and the referee came up. The other referee, I think, said something, and he's like, "Yeah, it wasn't much. I know it wasn't much, but I wanted to give him a fucking penalty early in the second period."
Yeah.
Yeah, to me, it's a non-story. It's funny. Yeah, unwritten road. They have plenty of them in baseball.
And the Super Bowl was never rigged for Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Oh, he's bringing that up.
Oh man! Oh no! No!
Yeah, we could do a whole show on that.
I'm just surprised. Speaking of Tom Brady here in the Buccaneers, man, they're able to sign all these players taking less money, and they're trying to build, I guess you can call it a dynasty here. I don't know what else to call it, but it's crazy,
Well, they're plus 125 to win their division, and I think they'll roll. So if anybody wants to get on there, you're getting a good price because you may not get a better price.
Amazing. 21 of 22 starters.
Yep.
Tom Brady's a robot. He's not even human.
That's all right. That's fine with me. Make me some money, dude. Go ahead. Go out.
Need some money.
That's it. Simple as that. Who fades Tom Brady?
Huh?
What did you say?
Who fades Tom Brady? Not people making money.
I fade the under on those rushing touchdowns and rushing yards.
Yes, sir. Me too. Me too.
Oh man.
Right, Kate. You see our White Sox pick from
Yeah, I did
that-
see that.
that kind of took a hit today.
What is he out half the season? This
Yeah,
just happened today, right?
That happened yesterday.
Yeah.
If everything goes perfect, he'll be back September.
September.
Yeah,
So he's pretty much done for the season.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a tough hit. Trying to catch a home run ball, rob someone of a home run. It's
And
spring
then
training.
Spring training.
Yeah, it's spring
And what he
training.
did,
Yeah.
he broke a pectoral muscle.
Yeah, ruptured his.
Yeah. It's like, oh no.
Yeah.
I like this White Sox team. No.
You know, but they've been telling him ever since last year when he was chasing a ball down the line and it bounced and he ran in and got caught in the netting and sprained an ankle. They've been telling him, you know, don't jump, don't dive. I mean, he almost took out Robert in one game in the spring training. They diving for a ball. He almost took out his knee.
Yeah, it can't be mad at being aggressive. They
said though, just tell him don't jump, don't leave your feet. If you can't get to it, fine. If it drops, it's a double. You know. But now he's out for 6 months. He's basically out for pretty much out for the season. And that is if everything goes right. They say this injury is 5 to 6 months time out. So I mean, it has to go perfect for him to come back at the end of the season.
Yeah, and by that time, what is he doing? He's still got to get in baseball shape. So, yeah, he's pretty much done for the season. Yeah, it's a hit. Still a lethal offense. I like him. I like their pitching rotation. They got a good bullpen. This White Sox team is going to be good. I like them. Their White Sox are going to be good. They're going to make us some money this year.
I hope so.
They will.
Yeah. I'm still not happy with their manager. I'm just not happy with their manager, but
I don't know either. But play ball.
You know, I guess as long as they don't let him drive, they'll be all right.
Yeah, exactly.
So, Legion, why would we just brought this up? Legion, anything you like in baseball? Any team you like in baseball this year?
Well, usually in baseball, I don't start betting baseball until it's like goes on for about 3-4 weeks or so. And if I do take anything, it's usually just like a half a unit or something, just to get a feel for it, you know, to see what teams are going to do and things like that. So I don't even really watch a whole lot of the spring training stuff like that. I just start watching it when the season starts, and then start taking notes, and then what pitchers doing and things like that. And so I don't really have a favorite or nothing like that as of right now. I usually I'll find one, you know, probably 3-4 weeks in that I'll like, and that's kind of how I go about baseball. But for this NIT tournament game here, I think Western Kentucky, if you can get them for plus 4.5 or so, I think that's a good play tonight, honestly. So,
Western Kentucky?
Yeah, the Hilltoppers, yeah.
These tournaments are hard to find because they're so low key.
Yeah. Well, I like the NIT because the thing is, those spreads aren't really, tight knit. They're just they just throw them out there and they kind of just stay there most of the time. So you can get some good, on them. The other thing that I know me and Bowser are on for some tennis, anyways, for the Miami tournament for WTA. There, we're taking Naomi Osaka, under 19. Is what we're going to be. So we're taking the under
19.5 games.
Yeah. Looking back on her previous matches, in fact, hold on, give me 1 sec here. I actually got it pulled up. She 0-2'd Brady, Jay Brady, and what was the results of it? I think it was what'd she do to Brady? 6'4".
And that was for the championship on that tournament too.
Serena Williamson was 6'3", 6'2". So against these stiffer competition, she's even close to the under 19.
I
Yeah.
like that
Beginning
because
of the-
and Angela just played a long match too.
Yep.
Yeah, that's my favorite play for tomorrow. Set the day off right with an early morning match. It'll be an 8 a.m. start time, Eastern Standard Time. Wake up and smell money. It's great.
Yeah. My goodness.
I love it. I love it. Check my phone at work, and I'm like, yes, need money.
Yeah, that's right. Before you even start work, you already got money, on the day. It's a good feeling.
I tell Legion we win a tennis match. He was like, "Oh, good fucking deal. Driving home, making money, getting paid while
Yeah.
I'm driving too."
Tennis?
Yeah.
They definitely don't
Yeah.
want you on that too, because I'm checking all my books right now, and it's like you can tell the way it's the line set up. It's big. Like they don't want you betting that under.
And what I was talking to Bowser about, anytime you see an under that's, 19, 18 and a half in that realm, it's just take the under because a lot of times, I'd say a good 63 to 65% of the time, the under cashes in those matches. And the same thing when an over set at 21, 21 and a half, they're just telling you, take the over on this match because we don't know who's going to win this game either, So that's just what I started doing is this. If I really like this one and I really like an under and think she's just going to, take care of business, because I think it's going to be 6-2, 6-3, honestly. And it's going to be an easy under for us on this Osaka one. But that's just kind of how I've been viewing tennis. And, yeah, so we'll see. I'm going to be on some more here. I'm just waiting for lines to come out and things like that a little bit more. And, do a little bit more research here. But, yeah, me and Bowser, we did, 3 out of 4 today. So it wasn't too bad, So,
That's pretty good.
It all sounds like gibberish to me.
yeah, it's all
Tennis.
set up.
Oh, tennis is fantastic.
That's like
But we
NASCAR,
only mess
man.
with- we only
Yeah,
mess with
NASCAR, that's-
women's tennis.
I
We don't
get
do
frustrated looking for the tennis bets. Like I can't even find the people's names. Am I spelling this right? I can't imagine pronouncing their names.
Well, I can't pronounce them
Don't
either.
worry.
I'm just like, yeah, this person, all right.
We sound like a bunch of idiots hooked on phonics when we try to pronounce their names. All right.
Oh, yeah, it's terrible. Yeah.
Yeah,
How
NASCAR
about-
is all American names.
How about Barty going down? And how about your
No,
Flyers?
she came
sucking,
back.
too?
She came back, didn't it?
Yeah,
She came
she
back?
came back. Yeah, she came back and won. Man.
Wow.
I was shocked. Yeah,
She
I was
came
like,
back and
I was.
won that?
Yeah, yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah, because she was
Barty,
down
you
like,
never come back.
yeah, she was down 4-1 or something like that, and I was like, man, should I bet this? And I was like, no, I think she's actually going to lose this one. And then I checked, I was like, no way, she actually won that match. That's insane. Dustin,
Can't
hey,
count that.
Dustin. Oh yeah, because we were going to take on that Coco Goff match. We were going to look at the over here, and it's over. Dustin, that Coco Goff match, everybody. Yeah. You're
Man, I
right.
told you.
No, man. Well, hey, when you already up money, man, you don't need to make more money. It's like, God damn, be happy with what you made.
Hey,
You know?
hey, that just
Greedy
means-
bastard
that means-
Bowser over here.
that was our hard lean. So what? That would have put us 4 out of 5. So I'm
Yep.
more riding that Osaka even more.
Yep.
You do all your tennis bets on FanDuel, Greg?
No, you can actually FanDuel's probably the worst. You get the best lines
yeah?
on DK or BetMGM
All right.
for sure. For totals, like for when you want to bet overs and unders on totals, you'll get the best lines on DraftKings most times. For spreads and stuff and money line, you want to check all three.
Right, Kate. I mean, I swear, your Flyers, they don't understand it's a 20-minute period.
Yeah, that was brutal the other day.
Well, no,
This team's broken.
today's
I mean,
even
like-
worse.
Yeah, are you kidding me? Mika Zibanejad got half of his season's points in 2 games against the Flyers. I feel like-
Today's even worse.
Our strengths at the beginning of the season are our deficiencies right now. Our Carter Hart looks horrible. We have no defense at all. And all of a sudden, we shoot the puck. We don't win any games. We get crushed.
Dan,
We get crushed.
back here in a little bit. I'm gonna
This
go
team's
off.
broken.
I mean, well, actually, they made it through the periods, but now at the beginning of the second period today, they gave up 3 goals in the first 3 minutes.
Yeah, it was 4-0 after the second. This team's broken. They're not going to the playoffs.
It was
I don't know what to do. I feel like they have the players to perform. I like the coach. I don't know. I don't know what the problem is.
It was 3-0 after 1, 6-2 after 2, and it ended 8-3.
8-3.
Yeah.
Yeah, I turned it off real quick.
And the
You guys-
Rangers aren't a good team.
I mean, the Devils beat us too. They're not good either.
Yeah, how you listen to the Devils and the Rangers?
This team's broken. They're done. Sixers are where it's at.
Sixers, yeah. Yeah, let's talk about them, actually. They're starting right now. You like them tonight?
Yeah,
Did the Trailblazers
I'm on a couple props.
I think the Trailblazers won that game.
They did.
You know
Okay.
You know the Knicks won that game? They came back down 20 at the half and won.
Yeah, that was my
Against the
only bet
Wizards.
today.
How
I
are
was
you
on the
tanking?
Knicks money line. Knicks won.
Knicks won. They were
Yeah.
down 20 at half and they won. It was like
That was my
plus-
bet today. I'm also on Ben Simmons points, rebounds, assists prop.
That's
Nice.
a good one. That's a good one. I took his rebounds at 7.5 before there's any vig on it.
Yeah, this is the doldrums for me. During the week there's nothing to bet on.
Yeah.
Hockey's filtered out. So the trends aren't the trends anymore. I don't know.
I have San Antonio +6, and they've been winning all game. And it looks like they might not even cover now. They're down.
Yeah, I was leaning
Down 4.
Clippers.
Yeah, but it's no Kawhi.
Oh, he didn't play?
No. The line moved like 3 points in my favor.
That's why I don't bet on NBA. That is exactly why I don't bet on NBA.
It's the worst. I always get burned.
Yeah, because that was the Portland Nets game. All day, Harden wasn't playing. Then, like 15 minutes before the game was go to tip, they said he was playing.
So I just stick to props.
Yeah, Harden props were on there all day. That's what you got to look at to see who's playing. The players that are giving us props.
I got the Sixers tonight too to close out a parlay.
What do you get? Money line?
I actually have it at -2.5.
Yeah. Well, that's a good number too.
Yeah.
What did it
Fair.
close at? 6.5, 7? Something like that.
I think I think it actually stuck around that 5.5, 6 number. It didn't really
5.5,
move.
6.
Yeah, it's kind of scary actually because it didn't really move that much, and you would have expected it to move more, knowing how
Yeah,
much
well,
Sixers money's coming in.
Lakers still have something to play for. They got, I don't know.
This would probably be the time to live bet Western Kentucky here. They're down 5.
Really?
Hold
Yeah.
on.
I'm gonna get on. Hold on. Logging on.
No.
Yeah, that's
I'm
what I
on.
got to do here. And then my internet's so bad, it's like I can't have multiple things on Wi-Fi at one time. It's terrible.
I'm on
That's the one problem with where you live.
Louisiana
Yeah.
Tech. What is Boise State doing?
Oh well, it's boys because everyone was heavy on on the other team on Memphis over Boise, and I was like, man, I'll take Boise for +8 points live or something. I think that'd be some value, but
My parlay tonight was Louisiana Tech and Boise start. I think that's 4.5.
yeah, I know there was a lot of people heavy on Memphis tonight, and And Memphis is up by what, 5 right now? Looks like.
Yeah, NIT is hard because you don't know who wants to be there.
Yep. So I'm just gonna wait for this plus 5.5 for Western Kentucky. It's at 4.5 right now. I'm waiting for 5.5 because that's a magic number when it comes close and free throws and stuff. The game usually ends at 4 or 5. If it's a close game and free throw win it. So that 5.5 is kind of a number I look for. It's at 4.5. So we'll see. If it gets 5.5, I'm gonna hit the sale button. Oh,
Yeah, I'll do much like Ben. I take him and let it ride. I don't know.
Are the Magic going to win a game the rest of the year?
oh no!
Do
They just lost.
they want to?
They lost tonight. They blew that game,
Who
which
do
is
they
cool.
play?
The Trailblazers.
Guys
had
just
a
got
nice
that
thing.
EML going.
I passed that. I passed that part of my life a long time ago. My kids are pretty much grown. Old MacDonald had a farm.
Yeah.
E-I-E-I-O.
Exactly. I'm talking shit to him right now. Retired.
He's at Disney with the 3 guys.
Oh, that's
The
fantastic.
Wiggles. The Wiggles. He's got the Wiggles in the background.
Yeah.
You're all too old for that.
Oh, that's great. That's gonna be his come on song. So before it comes on, you got to play that EIEI, Old MacDonald.
There you go.
Now.
It's a theme song.
Oh, that's gonna be perfect.
Like
Oh,
WWE there.
Yeah.
What about Deshaun Watson? Y'all think he's playing this year?
Oh man.
Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
That guy's turning into the modern day Bill Cosby.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, he just
That-
wants Oz. I mean, that's all.
Right. Robert Kraft got away with it.
Because he's a billionaire. There's a difference. A millionaire versus a billionaire. You got some leverage here.
Yeah, my whole thing is like, all right, but there's like, wait, so I'm supposed to believe that you flew somebody to Houston to come to your house to give you a massage, and you weren't expecting anything else? I mean, obviously,
See?
Yeah.
Legion knows shit happens. And then
Yeah.
sometimes shit happens.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Seems like he paid way too many girls to get massages to me.
Yeah, that's
Seems
exactly
like-
what it was.
Yeah.
And it seems like they all kind of figured it out and collaborated and
Yeah, you didn't pay me
Created a
enough.
and
No,
got a
you're
big
like,
lawsuit.
you got $1 million? I only got $500,000. What the hell's going on here?
I'm
We're all
telling
getting
you.
paid. Yeah.
And you're trying to leave so you can make more money. Let's go, dude.
This
Yeah,
is,
it's crazy.
This is modern day problems, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's what it is. Third world problem. The American court system will handle it.
Yeah.
I'm glad you have faith and then to take care of it.
That doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter, doesn't it? Because it's the court of Roger that's the only thing that really matters.
It just looks bad, but I mean, damn, that sucks, man. He's probably not even that bad of a guy. It's just that
I mean, he's great with community work and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But as you said, so is Bill Cosby. I mean, Bill Cosby was America's dad. And look what
Bill Cosby didn't do anything.
No,
That poor guy. Leave him be. Leave Bill Cosby
Bill Cosby
be.
in the
My
sweater
goodness.
alone, okay?
Bill Cosby, the gentleman's
He's
club.
a
Oh my
pudding
God.
pop legend.
Epstein was a good guy.
No, honestly, though, the biggest person who hurts from all of this is not going to be Deshaun Watson. Like, whether some stuff comes up or not, like, he will be able to salvage his name. However, the value at what he is worth now and what teams are willing to trade for him significantly went down because of all of this news coming out. So, like, if your team, do you trade now for Deshaun Watson before the draft? So
You get
what
better
if
value now?
he puts his foot down and he says, look, I'm not playing for y'all. Even if he is let go, if he comes out of this all scotch-free, right? And no discipline or anything. Now what does Houston do? Now they have a shit year they have to go through the entire year because of all of this. Like, this has major implications on their team. Not per se as much as him. I guess we'll see what happens as time unfolds.
Maybe.
So he keeps screwing them.
I don't know if they were a contender either way.
Right? He keeps screwing them.
This might just be the beginning of the end of Deshaun Watson. Plus, we don't know if he'll be the same player without the massages.
Well, if you're Houston, you just let him go, right? If you're Houston, you just let him go.
I don't know. Houston's screwed either way, don't you think?
Right.
Like,
So do you just let him go, or who else picks him up?
it's a tough situation, right? Because I guess
the Cowboys.
It's like Bowser saying, like, how do you know if you're getting more value by holding on to him versus trading him? So it's a tough one.
Liz's question. A lot of accusers will be very interested to see what happens. Suspension ban. No, it's not going to be. I mean, depending on what actually is
he will be
proven.
Definitely be suspended.
It's a civil. It's a civil. It's not like it's.
Yeah, and Big Ben was also suspended, and this is kind of a lot worse than
kind of a lot worse.
I don't know. Big Ben was pretty out of line.
Oh man. Yeah, correct.
but again, that was like what, two when you got a possible 20. It just looks bad, and they'll.
Wait! Can we just talk about the fact that Tom Brady cheated multiple times and nobody cares?
He's a goat.
It's like he cheated multiple times, got caught. Nobody cares though.
Yeah,
he's a goat. That's why Tom Brady is where Tom Brady is.
He's the best. He's gonna run. He's gonna run for president one day.
He may. Yeah, he's up there. He's up there with The Rock.
I hope it's like 8 years from now. Then I can move back to Thailand.
We may all be.
Well, I'll have a house you can stay in.
Tom Brady for president.
Yeah.
Better than what we got.
Kyle Lowry and not trading him at the trade deadline.
Yeah, let me tell you, the only person they talked about being traded at the trade deadline was Kyle Lowry, and then nothing. I know the Sixers were looking at them, and they wanted way, way, way too much
for a rental. That's what I thought. I thought been it for a couple of years.
He's past his prime too.
So how many years does he have left in the NBA?
He's a free agent.
So he'll get another contract. He doesn't get a max contract, correct?
No, not now. He's like 35 or something.
Yeah,
so I mean,
34,
he's still
35.
value, but he ain't get it. I don't think a max.
So he's gonna make the most money going back to Toronto.
No, he won't go back to Toronto.
No,
I don't think so. They're in rebuild stage now. It seems like.
You can't play like a player like that doesn't have the size. Like becomes so like it's tough for them to hold on to their skill set as they get older, like into their late 30s in basketball.
Well, I mean, look at Chris Paul's kind of an example. That guy's getting shopped around everywhere. I mean, the guy's still balling out and still helping teams win, but he keeps getting go to the next team, on to the next team, on to the next team. So it's like trying to find that home for point guards. You know, look at Rondo too. The guy's bouncing everywhere as well. Back to LA Clippers now.
More
Yeah, I
players.
did see that. Where did he get traded to? The Hawks?
That guy needs to retire. Like,
Who, Rondo? No, he just got
Yeah.
traded-
The Clippers.
just got
Yeah,
traded to
he
the
got to the Clippers. Yeah.
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 he needs to retire. That guy.
For Lou Williams. Lou Williams was here during the process.
Yeah.
He was a
Yeah.
Philly guy.
Well, how about the Thunder though, man? They got like for the next 5-7 years, 30-some draft picks. I mean, it's insane. They're just stockpiling draft picks here. Whether they're going to do any good with them, we'll find out. But
What?
yeah,
What do they call Lou Williams? Lemon pepper chicken wing Lou or something?
Yeah.
yes,
He's getting closer to lemon pepper chicken wing. That is what it is.
that's fantastic.
I'm a lemon pepper chicken wing.
I know. I like Lou Williams. He was the only good player here for quite a bit. And then nobody knew who he was. And then all of a sudden, he was the sixth man of the year, and he
Sweet Lou's good.
became a great player. Yeah, I like it.
He does everything. He's good.
Well, all right, guys. Well, I'm going to get off here myself, man. So it's
All right.
nice getting on here and talking with you guys. And yeah, we'll have to do a tennis show one of these days coming up here. And yeah, I'll let you guys know if I'm on any more tennis for tomorrow. So
All right.
I'm out as well. I got to put my kid down.
All right. Take care.
Peace, man.
Next time, gentlemen.
Yep.
See you guys. Good show.
I see you.
How you doing?
Yep.
Peace.
All right. Well, if
All right.
everybody's getting off, I'm going to plug my show, NASCAR Report, Sunday at 12 o'clock. We got the first dirt race since 1970 coming up.
Who do you like this week in the race? Any little-
I like the
Yeah.
rain because I think that's what's going to happen. Rain. There's going to be no race. Yeah, it's going to get rained out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know. It's tough since it hasn't happened, but Kyle Larson, I like Blaney. Truex just because he's good at the road courses, but it's a hard one. It's
What?
work.
Well, it's you said it's dirt, right?
Dirt race. So
But
they
is it-
brought dirt in, put it on the track, and
But is it an oval?
Bristol, yeah.
Okay. So we kind of like a sprint car racing.
It sounds
Yes.
dangerous.
Yeah, it's dangerous. There will be a lot of caution flags.
yeah.
I mean, it's going to be fun to watch. That's definitely. But yeah, I mean, everybody's got to learn about the traction, when to change your fucking tires.
What they should bring? Tony Stewart should come out of retirement.
Oh, is he good at that? Dirt tracks?
Well, he killed a guy.
No, we don't want anybody to die.
Well, he killed a guy doing that.
So it was a dirt race?
And, well, it was sprint cars on dirt. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you watch some amateur videos, and yeah, some crazy shit happens all the time. You have cars flipping over and
Well, yeah,
fired in the engine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun to watch.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be interesting.
Sounds like a good time.
How'd you do last week?
We did well last week. Last 2 weeks, we gotta start taking our favorites in the top 3 because for some reason they only come in second place. But yeah, we've been making a lot of units on the NASCAR report. We're doing well.
Good.
All
Giving
right,
out good
I'm
bets.
gonna get going too, guys. I'll
All
catch
right.
you guys later. Yeah.
All
All
right.
right,
Thanks.
check out the Insiders Room, everyone.
Yep.
Every
NASCAR
platform.
report. Greg, we'll have to. Well, maybe we'll do a Final Four show next week if you guys are free, and then
Yeah,
after that, Greg, you and I can start setting up a weekly show, whatever day you're free.
Sounds
All right,
good.
guys. Thanks a lot. And obviously we kind of went off the Sweet 16 and covered a lot of different things, a lot of different topics. I hope you guys enjoyed it, the ones that were here to watch, or if you're watching on a replay. But that'll be it for us tonight, and check out the other shows from the Insiders Room on our channel. And that'll be it.
Good night.
Thanks again. See ya.
Catch some tickets.
Guys.